I've been playing Minecraft for 9 years, and one thing I've learned is that building in Minecraft is very hard. I've seen some very good builders, a lot of good builders, and many not so good builders. But something I haven't seen a lot of are good terraformers. Terraforming is very different from building, but like building it is very difficult to learn. People new to terraforming often end up making very bland and unnatural terraforming, so I'm going to try to break it down into a couple simple steps. Also, just to mention guys, today I'm using Germ's Better Leaves add-on. It is personally my favorite vegetation pack, and I'm also using Sildurs Vibrant Shaders, the medium version, and I will link both of these in the description below. Alright, let's start this breakdown. This grassy area here is typical of like any normal Minecraft environment, so we're going to use it as our template and we're going to build off of it, and I'm going to use it to show you how to properly terraform in Minecraft. So for the first step in terraforming, I like to add like texturing to the base of the environment. So for grass, I like to use green concrete powder. I think it looks really nice, and it's not that hard to get in survival mode. And I also like to add my base features of the actual build. So like for example this pond, and this stuff is good to add first off because you do not want to add this stuff down the line when you've already put grass and bushes and everything here. It's just a lot easier to do it this way, so trust me guys. And when making ponds, definitely take advantage of waterlogged staircases. They really add to the realism of the pond, and they're not hard to make, and it really just makes it look so much better. Before we move on, I just wanted to mention, if you look at the pond here, the stone border is not continuous. There are breaks in it where you see the open grass. And this really adds to the pond and makes it look a lot more natural. Because when terraforming, the most important thing to remember is that you are trying to replicate nature. And it may look worse in your opinion, but nature is never perfect, and that is what we are trying to accomplish. Okay, on to the second step. This is my personal favorite step, by the way. So for the second step, I like to add greenery to the build. So first off, I like to start with bushes, and you can add these bushes in normally about like groups of 3 to 4 around. Just make it look natural, and definitely kind of add them random, but kind of clustered in the, like you just don't scatter them all around. And next part of this step is just to bone meal the entire area. And I personally, I like to go all out with the bone meal. I feel, especially if you're trying to make an overgrown looking area or a really natural looking area that hasn't been, built that much on. And also, I like to add bone meal to the pond, only add about 1 or 2. If you have a pond bigger than this, you really want to like limit the amount of bone meal you use, because a lot of seagrass spawns when you use bone meal. And also for flowers, you can keep them if you want flowers, but you can also remove them. It's more of a personal preference. But for ponds, I like to add lily pads, and often in nature, you'll see that lily pads often like group together on one side of the pond, and that's normally due to like wind and stuff. But it makes it look a lot more realistic. But don't forget to add an outlier every now and then, like, because nature is not perfect, guys. That's the main lesson I'm trying to teach here. So, for the third step, I like to add what are called points of interest. And these are things like a tree, a lamppost, a bench that just draw the eye and really complete your build. And stuff like this is very easy to make, and it really completes the entire area. And you don't have to worry yourself right now with custom trees, especially if you're just a beginner and you're using this tutorial just to learn the basics. So, I mean, you can just plant like a sapling and bone meal it. But for spruce trees specifically, it's not hard. I like to add an extra leaf block at the top and then a dark fence post. It really makes the tree look a lot more realistic, and it's not a lot of work to just complete it. Okay guys, now we're going to incorporate all the steps we just previously covered into one live demonstration. Okay, so remember, first thing is texturing. So we're just going to place blocks, just all around the area. Make it look nice and distributed. And so now I'm going to focus on a base feature, and for this time I'm going to make kind of a little river. So we're just going to go along the edge here, and I think I'm going to bring it around the edge. Put that back there.
there. Bring that around. And that'll do that side for now. Then I'm going to bring it around this way. And there we go, that looks about right. I'm going to get some gravel to build the base. Oop, I'm going to replace that. Alright, now we're going to fill this in, and you just take your buckets of water and just fill it in. And make sure not to place water on an already logged staircase, because even if you do it right here, it will put on the top, and that may mess up some stuff in your build, and you do not want that. See, I just did it. And look, see that concrete powder just turned into actual concrete, which is not what we want at all. Alright, sorry guys. Okay, so there we go. That looks about right. We got texturing and everything. So now I'm gonna start with some bushes. And I'm just gonna make a little cluster there. This seems like a good spot right here. Kind of make it like creeping up on the thing, kind of like a vine. Put some there. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, that's about our bushes done, and so now I'm going to bone meal the area up, put it on all the grass parts available, and that looks like that step is, oh, sorry, forgot to put lily pads, and also to bone meal that. So I'm going to put that there, and there we go, lily pad, there we are. I'm going to put them right about here. And I'm also going to put one right there. So that looks about right. And so now we are going to add the points of interest. So I like spruce trees. They're probably my favorite trees, and they look the most realistic as a base tree. So that's why I recommend using them if you're just like, you know, just learning and trying to make natural looking terraforming. So let's just bone meal that up. We got this one. Okay, so here's what I'd like to do. I like to place another spruce leaf there, and then I take a dark oak fence and put it right on top there. And yeah, that looks pretty good. Maybe trim it up a bit, take some of those blocks off. There we go, that looks a lot better. Okay, now I'm gonna make a little bench. Yeah, just a little chair. Okay, we're gonna take a spruce slab, spruce trapdoor. We'll use signs. Signs look good. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Side, and there we go. Put a little lantern somewhere. Get a little base block. Post. Get our lantern. Let's put that right here. Whoop. And there we go. We got a nice little natural looking area right here. Alright, there we go. Now you'll know how to break down terraforming into a couple simple steps to make your builds look a lot more natural, full, and lush. So, thank you guys for watching. Peace.